Hello. Go for it, NEVA.
All right. I'm NEVA DELPHINE. I do funny streams. Starting earlier this year. I play anything and everything, but mostly RPGs and horror because I'm just that talented and amazing like that. So you're welcome.
Yeah. Hello. I'm Merchant. I stream when I remember to and when I can be bothered, when I'm not sleeping, and I mostly draw art. Yeah. Oh, Anya, you're muted. You're muted.
No. Wait. Oh.
No, I think it was.
Oh.
I forgot. Oh. I forgot I did my audio
professionals.
testing. I had a sticky note and everything. I had a sticky note that was like, you're gonna be muted, so unmute. And I just never did it. I tossed that note right in the trash. I tossed it right in the trash. I thought I did it. But hi, I'm Anya Acheron. I'm very scuffed, as you guys can tell. I like horror games. I do a little bit of variety here and there, and you guys might catch me playing music or doing musical instruments or something like that. But hi. We're gonna talk.
You're supposed to be the polished one!
I'm not the polished one, okay? Just because I escaped an agency doesn't mean I'm polished, alright? That doesn't mean a goddamn thing. It means nothing. That holds no weight here. We are all one and the same. My goodness.
Look, man, I think it holds a little bit of weight.
But it doesn't, though. It really doesn't. It holds nothing.
So much. It's everything.
It's not everything. It's not everything. It's not. As we're gonna talk about being in an agency doesn't really mean anything, guys. It doesn't mean anything at all. My goodness, but yeah, we do have a lot of topics that we're gonna go through with you guys right now, mainly about how to be a content creator and how to get started with things like that. And so, Neva, you said you started earlier this month, right?
Not this month.
Not this
year. I've been VTubing for a few months. This is my first year doing this, having a lot of fun with it. Very much wanted to spend as little money as possible to get started.
Same.
Honestly, yeah, we're broke college kids here. We have no money, so we're gonna teach you guys tips and tricks and like how to skate by with little money as possible. We're gonna make like $10 stretch into like a full baby. I'm lying. Please don't think we're actually gonna stretch $10.
Or you go the free route like me.
Guys, please. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. First thing about me, I lie. I lie from the seat of my pants, guys. Please don't believe me. Don't believe me. Everything I say, it's a lie. All of it. I never tell the truth. Ask Neva. I really don't.
You know what? That is the one time she's telling the truth that she doesn't tell the truth.
Exactly. You know, paradoxical, but you know it happens. Goodness gracious. But I did get a few questions, and I think it's good to start off with those. So yeah. We're gonna start off there. I don't think that you guys streamed on YouTube. Like, the first question is, would you recommend using Twitch or YouTube as content creators? So yeah. Neva?
Yeah,
Merchie?
Oh, go for it.
Oh, either one of you.
You were gonna say something, Merchant. Say
it. Okay, yeah. So I've never streamed on YouTube, so I have nothing to say. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, real?
It's not something I can speak to.
Neva, you produce shorts, right?
I'm starting to like try to like learn like shorts and how to make shorts. That's pretty much the only thing I use it for. I did look into streaming on YouTube, and it just, I don't know, it felt worse to me. It felt worse. Oh, I didn't like it. Yeah. So the thing about YouTube is that like it's going to prioritize just, you know, actual like uploading videos and stuff like that. So a lot of his streaming stuff is kind of like very, I guess, simple. You know, like if you want to do anything fancy or anything like that, you have to jump through a little hoops, you have to download a few things. So I would just say go Twitch if you're getting started, you know. There's no reason to kind of like do like a switch unless you get like a deal going on, which like, you know. None of us do.
None of us. But I streamed on YouTube and I also streamed on Twitch. My first experience, however, was Twitch streaming. Then I switched over to YouTube, and I 100% agree with Neva. The community that you build on Twitch is, in my personal opinion, a lot better and like more interactive, because like I can do polls, I can engage with you guys. We have a lot of things going on. There's a lot more widgets and stuff that I can use to make my streams way more interactive for Twitch. And like a lot of games, they don't really go off of YouTube live streams for like interactive, like audience interaction. They go off of Twitch. So if you want to have that close interaction with your audience, I would definitely go with Twitch. But if you want something like incredibly simple or bare bones, like you don't really want to possibly think too hard on it, Twitch. And if you want, I guess, a little bit of like a challenge, because isn't their monetization on YouTube is harder to get, right? I think affiliate on Twitch is way more easier. But if you want a challenge, stream on Twitch and upload VODs to YouTube, that is a strat. That is very much a smart strat. The one thing I would say about that strat, CitrusCon, is that I'm gonna be so real with you, as someone who has a VOD channel, if you don't have a team, that shit gets so tiring. Oh my god. And like, you think like, oh, you're just uploading a VOD, right? It can't be that tiring, but no, you can't just upload a VOD. You gotta edit it. You gotta clean it up. And then you gotta do that with every single Twitch stream. Like, a friend of mine, Kota Katonia, we had recently talked about VODs and like having a VOD channel. And even they were just like, it's so exhausting. And like, they're a much larger VTuber than me. So if you're just starting out, if it's exhausting for us, Buster, it's gonna be very exhausting for you. I would not recommend going that route. But if you do want to upload on YouTube, right? If you do want to have multiple communities in multiple places, I would definitely say do what Neva and I are doing and upload shorts. That's like, get your clips off of Twitch, edit those really quickly, and then upload them onto YouTube and upload them onto TikTok too. Isn't that what you do as well, Neva?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just try to get just trying to get push it wherever I go. I'm still still using just like free like softwares. Also, you don't have, like, for actually editing shorts, you don't have to use anything fancy.
Bro,
I literally just like yeah, exactly.
I use their like caption like auto generative. I'm just like, ayo, easy, make my captions for me, and then like I do like quick transitions. I slap on some emojis like da 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 da, and then I'm like, ayo.
Oh yeah, no, I love using my emotes just to like to make it look more interactive.
Yeah. When you first get started, like 0 viewers, how did you get your first views? Neva, you want to answer? Merchie, you want to answer?
Yeah, I mean, I can go for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when I first got started, I kind of wasn't like thinking anyone was gonna like pop in. So, like, I was still very nervous to like post anything on X and everything app. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like soft launch myself and just pick games that I really like. So I ended up like going with Alien Isolation and Final Fantasy VI. And then people just kind of like popped in because they like really like the category, and they're just like, you know what? Hey, I really like this game. Have you ever played it before? And I was like, like maybe like a really long time ago. Do you like this game? Please help me. I'm stuck on this puzzle. And and they would stick around and help me whenever I was stuck. And then they stuck around for other things.
Yeah. My goodness. Richie, how'd you get started? Yeah?
So I was pretty lucky when I first started streaming because I had someone that started with me, a friend, so we mostly just streamed together. So it was a lot easier to kind of bounce off of each other, and then people would be like, oh, that's kind of fun, rather than but when I kind of started streaming again by myself at another point, it's just do things that you really enjoy. have fun, talk a lot, like even to yourself. If there's no one in your stream, don't worry about it. Just enjoy what you're doing, play games you enjoy again, or do something like if you like drawing or something like I do, and then just talk to yourself to start with. I would say that's a really great thing to learn how to do.
Yeah.
To get started.
I got my start slightly different, which is kind of why... Oh, the BGM is very loud. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. There we go, there we go, there we go. That should be fixed. I can't do audio ducking for the other girlies. But yeah. Wanted to say that earlier, but I was AFK. You're good. But I got my start very differently. So when I had rebranded as Anya Acheron after like a long hiatus. I think I was on hiatus for like I think like 2 years or so. I was on hiatus. And I was gonna come back with to absolute zero, right? But then I had left my agency, right? So if you guys don't know, I'm an ex-agency member. That's how I got a lot of my stuff, right? And so I kind of looked towards debuting with an agency mindset. And so my mind was less on streaming and more so on promotion. So like I had like a week, like 2 weeks maximum to like promote when I left my agency, right? Because I didn't want it all to go to waste. And so during those 2 weeks, I contacted a lot of artists, like a lot of my artist friends, leaking the agency with assets under their shirts. Honestly, yeah, that's honestly what I did. They're not lying. But when I had left, I contacted artists, and then I started to a lot of my friends are big artists, right? And so they did a lot of work for me, and so I honestly do thank them for that. So I left with that. I found other cheaper artists. I literally got like a lot of my artworks. That starting screen that you guys saw, that was like $60, and my Stinger was like 25. So like leave me alone for the way I pronounce it. My God, you always bully me over that. Silence.
Yeah, I always will.
Goodness gracious.
Sorry.
But yeah, I did that, and I didn't have a manager at the time, and so I found out what games I wanted. Stingy Transitions and the con itself is blocked. Oh my God. But yeah, I started off with horror games. Like all I played for like my first week of debut and like 2 weeks after was just nothing but horror. And I would say I really lucked out. I got like attention from like other big VTubers who would like tune in, and people like would react to my design, and I would use that for clips, and I would get audience from that as well. So you can either start by just going and like hitting the ground running, or you can kind of like sit back and kind of think of like promotions and like how you want to go about like promoting your brand before your first debut. But yeah, debuts aren't really necessary. That's another topic that if you guys want to dive into, we can, if you guys want to.
Yeah. Okay.
About if debuts are necessary. But yeah. Richie, you want to go?
So for me personally, they're not necessary, but they're definitely helpful. So I've never personally had a debut, mainly because like I don't currently have a VTuber model.
Yeah.
I've drawn so many VTuber models, including several for myself, and then I've just never done anything with them because I'm just lazy. But if you do like get yourself, like if you save up, or if you've been streaming for a while with like say a PNG model or something else, or just with nothing first, and you've like saved up a bit for it, and you get yourself a nice model and you're proud of it, I would say definitely do a debut. It is very helpful for gaining more like attention to your stream.
Yeah. Never?
Yeah.
I think you just started streaming.
I basically watermelon.
Oh my God. You're eating on the job. You're eating on the job.
Wait. Let me grab my watermelon gummies.
Yeah.
Watermelons.
What are you guys both? You're eating on the job. Stop. You guys, I put up my mac and cheese for this. I was in the middle of making mac and cheese and beef ribs for this.
It's so good.
You guys are eating. Well, I don't even much have my plate. Really. All in the viewers' ears. I can't believe this. I gave them mac and cheese and beef ribs for this, fellas.
Bro, get the mac and cheese and beef ribs then.
Guys, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I
Have
will.
the full 5-course meal while streaming. Go for it.
5-course meal. I got Skittles and lemonade if that helps.
You know what?
Yeah,
that works.
That works. That's all I got. I gotta crack open my Skittles. But I saw a comment in chat. It was like, any tips on PC since VTuber equipment is expensive? Should I build a rainbow PC? It's very expensive. Buster, I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm gonna tell you what I tell my chat, right? A lot of people sleep on it. Go to Facebook Marketplace. I'm so real with you. You guys are laughing, but it's true. Go to Facebook Marketplace, right? And when you go there, search up gaming PCs and listen, this is gonna sound like really bad. Search for someone with an elderly profile photo because they don't know how much it truly costs, alright?
Oh my god. You're teaching them the scam, Anya. Oh no. Oh my god.
Listen.
Anya.
Scam the elderly! They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they want. They just want to get rid of it. All right, they just want to give away their grandchildren's devices. All right,
I have reason. Okay. My first gaming PC, right? The one that I currently use. I got this. Is this the one that I got from the? No. Okay. This one I got just from like this random person, right? But listen, people. Old people give away technology like crazy. You want to know why? Because they can't use it. I had one old lady offer me to give me like a free PC. Look for the elderly profile photo. I'm not lying to you guys. Look for it immediately, okay? It's the best deals, I swear. And listen. Sometimes you can find like an okay-ish build, but then look for a good GPU on Facebook Marketplace. But be careful because you have some people on there that's like gripping the bottom of the GPU that goes into your PC like with their hands, so like their oils are getting all on it, and that might ruin the GPU. So like you gotta be real careful about that. But listen,
no, don't rub the elderly. Don't do it. Trust me, it's illegal. It's very illegal.
They're giving it away.
Don't do it.
They're giving it away. They don't know how much it costs, okay? It's not robbing. I swear. I swear it's not. It's a good tip.
No, it is though.
It is.
No, like, because that's the one thing that's like really expensive. I think that's just a really, really expensive part about streaming is making sure you have a good PC. Because if you want to do like newer games, they're getting more graphically intensive.
They are, bro. So bad.
And don't get me start on like the UE5 engine. Oh my god. Don't get me started on that engine, because that is something that I learned real quick about streaming. Is that like games that would run fine on its own on my PC would be sometimes abysmal on my streams.
When you're streaming,
I played Silent Hill.
Game.
I played the Silent Hill remake, and like it was absolutely just the most stress-inducing process because I didn't know what else to do other than upgrade my GPU.
And listen, Busters. I know, like when we talk about this, like when we're talking about like one PC, you guys might be tempted to be like, I'm gonna like avoid that. I'm gonna get a dual setup. No, listen, look at me, Busters, look at me. As someone with the dual setup, don't do it to yourselves, because listen, you're gonna, I know what's gonna happen because I did it before myself, right? You're gonna look at you're gonna search up gamer setup, streamer setup, and what's gonna come up? Dual PC systems. And then next thing you know, you're gonna be on YouTube, and you're gonna be on YouTube being like, how to hook up a dual PC system. And listen, everything is gonna look so easy. They're gonna be like, well, you need 2 PCs, you need a capture card, and you need 2 monitors, easy peasy, bada bing, bada boom, right? No one ever tells you about connecting the audio between these 2 motherfuckers, okay? Listen, my audio...
I remember that like month-long period before your debut where you were like, how do I connect this? NEVA, help me! And I'm like, bitch, I don't know.
It's so bad. bad. It's so fucking bad. Because listen, I have a dual audio setup, right? And you guys might think, oh, Anya, you need cables, you need a grounder. I have all of that. My closet is now full of equipment that I bought and I don't even use because it doesn't work. Okay, listen, I did the virtual audio cable. I did that. I'm gonna tell you honestly, if you're not tech savvy, it's a pain in the ass. I gave up completely. It is gone now. I am attached to the fact that my microphone is now just set to my streaming PC. If I have to play any game with my mic, I'm doing it on my streaming PC because I can't do it on my gaming one because my gaming one doesn't have my microphone audio, and it's a mess. So Buster, save yourselves from that mess and take that money that you were gonna get from like that purchasing that other PC and buy yourself a nice solid single PC. Don't do it to yourself, man. I'm begging. I'm begging, bro.
If anything, just like really look into the games that you're actually going to play. That is something that like has helped me with so many different tech issues. Like before I decide to like announce a game that I'm playing, or I to like even just be like consider it onto my roster, I do like a million different like secret like stream tests for it.
Looking
just to make sure I check the engine. If it's UE5, you might want to consider a lost cause. You might want to consider a lost cause. That engine is so terrible for streaming and for just playing in general. Like unless you're on like a PlayStation or an Xbox, I would stay away. Stay away. Because like sometimes you'll have games where it's like, oh, I play this game all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Like Marvel Rivals is such a good example for that, where it's like, Rivals. You know, I play this game all the time. You know what? I'm gonna stream it. Then you boot up the stream and all of a sudden your whole thing explodes. Your whole thing explodes because that is a terrible stream game. Yes, a lot of people stream it, but a lot of those people have like really like insanely powered PCs that are able to handle the model, the PC, the stream in general. Sometimes just like having like the Chrome on the side so they can look to see, make sure the stream looks you want to kind of just like, you can very much get started with like different like games. Like there's some games that I've seen with like very similar like graphical intensity that is just better for streaming because it's on a different engine.
Yeah.
And I've run into that many different times.
Among Us.
Among Us. Yeah. You know what? Most graphically intensive game I've ever played. My thing exploded. Had to buy a new PC after I played Among Us with Jack.
Oh my god. I would say though, as much as I like shitted on dual PC, I do think a dual PC is good on that front because your gaming PC isn't taking the hit. It's kind of like relieving the stress off of it because you don't have to worry about streaming and gaming on a single PC. So I can kind of just play any game as long as my capture card can get it. But I do have to say that's one thing that I don't have to really worry about with dual PC setup. It's just audio issues. That's the pain. It's just that. Yeah.
I keep my PC is kind of a beast. Like I had my friend.
Tell the truth. You got a monster over there. What do you mean, kind of a beast? Over here being humble and shit. It's kind of a beast, guys. She says that she has like $1 million like set up. It's something small. You know, it's something tiny.
$1 million.
It's $1 million setup right here. It's the size of the Eiffel Tower. It has like fans out the wazoo. The GPU is like the size of my actual body. You know.
Calm down here. All right.
Just over here. Okay, guys, I have kind of a base PC. You know, it's not much. It's very small and dainty. Like, fuck up.
Okay, I'll be honest. It's a good PC. It's a really good PC. I barely ever have to look at graphic settings.
You see? She's not like us, guys. She's not like us.
Okay, you have 2 PCs. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
You're the one with probably the most expensive setup.
Shut up. We're not getting into prices right now, okay?
I would like to say though. I would like to say.
Should I get another PC?
Yeah, Mirchi?
So for anyone thinking, like, you don't have to buy an expensive setup straight away, and I'd actually recommend against doing it, because if you start streaming, you don't even know if you're gonna enjoy it.
That's true.
And I don't want you to waste, like, a bunch of money and then be like, oh, damn, I don't want to keep doing this, because maybe it's not for you. but it's better to like stream for a bit, like pick up on it a little bit, and if you grow a little bit, or if it's something you really enjoy and you want to do more often, then I would recommend you could invest in like it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think, I remember like talking to my manager about that like in the past. I think I let Neva know as well. It was like a lot of people, when they start streaming, right? A lot of people spend a lot of money, but then they end up quitting, right? And that's because a lot of people end up in the 0 to 3 viewer, people call it like 0 viewer hell, I believe, or like 3 viewer hell, where they're just kind of stuck there for a hot minute, because like everyone wants to be a streamer, right? Everyone wants to start streaming, everyone wants to be like the big guys, and like when I say the big guys, I mean like Iron Mouse and like Shoto and like people
the
like
1%.
that, you know?
Probably under 1%.
Yeah. But you guys want you gonna go
Streets to the moon, you're not even off the ground yet.
God.
For what?
Be kind to the elderly people, be kind to the elderly people, please.
I'm trying to be kind to the elderly, okay? Listen, but my manager had said like once you break out of that 0 to 5, like once you start hitting that 10 viewer or like 5 to 10 viewers, you're like, I think she put it in the terms of like you're already in the 1%. Because a lot of people give up before that point, you know? And you just gotta keep going, and that's kind of the hard part, is that a lot of people, when they want to grow on Twitch, they kind of just stream and that's it. I kind of noticed that being a thing, and like they don't have like any other socials link, and that's kind of a problem, because like say if somebody goes to your stream, how are they gonna find you? How are they gonna find your other socials? How are they gonna stay up to date? You're giving them nothing to go off of, so you gotta have those linked, you know?
Especially if you don't have your VODs saved on Twitch for people to watch back, then you've just got absolutely nothing for them to even see. Like what kind of streams you do, or like other games you've played.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who doesn't like save his VODs, and like sometimes I want to go back to his stream like to clip certain moments, but by the time stream is done, the VOD is gone. And it's like, damn bro, I wanted this funny clip of you. Like, well, what happened? But like having those there is like, it's really, really important. I saw someone say best way to network.
I know Anya.
I think Anya's the best person to answer that one, I think. Never and I are both in the realm of
networking is hard, dude. There's not look. I've done very little networking. When you're starting out, especially like starting out now, it is very, very difficult. Everyone has their own little groups. No one really wants to be your friend. It can be very difficult. You kind of have to understand, like, no one really wants to be your friend. No one. That sounds harsh.
So bleak.
Okay?
It's blunt, but it's fairly true. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're like, if you're just starting out, like no one like, and when you're on the internet, you're basically like you're still talking to strangers, okay? And that it still includes if you're in the same community, okay? If you're checking out each other in the same community, you're still strangers, and they don't know like what like you want from them, or if you want, like, you know, right, vice versa. So like no one's really want to be friends. No one gets taken advantage of us. That's kind of the mentality that goes into it. So you just, at least for me, I just, you know, every once in a while I would just try to put myself out there and see if anyone bites, and would just likes my personality, you know. I've had like
that's crazy to put in.
Sometimes I'd like I'll raid someone. The most I've like made connections just being a small creator that really only started like, you know, like I think month 3 out of this year is when I started. Most times I made connection by like just doing like funny little participating in things like on X everything app, like whether it's like I'll make a funny comment and then they'll like I like calling it X the everything app because I like making fun of the fact that it's the X the everything app where everything is
no. No, if you ever say that to me, you say X the app or anything, I'm just gonna be confused as fuck. I'm gonna be like, what?
No, I call it X the everything app every time because like I'm not calling it just X. I'm making fun of it. Okay.
It's X for existential crisis.
So there are times where I made like a funny enough comment on like some like VTubers like tweet that like they're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna follow. You're funny. Or like I'll raid them and then we'll follow each other and raid each other back and they'll get talking that way. There's a lot of different people and there's a lot of different ways to make connections. I find that raiding and just try to like comment on like an X and be like interactive within the community, you'll eventually find someone who's like, you know what, I kind of like your vibe.
I feel like I have such like a different story.
Oh yeah,
you're more extroverted.
Okay, so
she's been doing this for a while.
In terms of like networking for me, right? I'm gonna be so real with you. I kind of just fall into these positions and like somehow like I'm meeting like my childhood idols. I don't know how I do it, right? And so the kind of tip I would give, right, is obviously I can't even say be very outgoing because I don't even much post. Like you post a lot more than I do on Twitter, Neva. I would say a lot of like what happened to me was kind of in like relation to like my promotions and like how I like promote my brand and things like that. Because the way I promote my brand, like I mentioned before in terms of like debut and things like that, I have like a very agency oriented mindset, and so a lot of what I do tends to align with that. So like I'll get like attention from like agency members and like they'll like a tweet and like they'll like 5 tweets and like I'm messaging them. I'm just like, hey yo, hi, how's it going? Like what's going on? Do you want to collab sometime? And sometimes they're just like, no, I just like your tweet. And then other times they're just like, oh yeah, sure, this is my Discord server. And a lot of times, okay, people sleep on Discord servers, right? And the thing is, it's all about knowing what servers to join, right? So when you start networking and you join a friend's server, right? Keep talking. Don't lose touch with those friends because they're not like quote unquote beneficial to you. Like they're your friends, you know? Keep talking to them. And so I have one friend, Fuka. We talk occasionally sometimes, but not much recently because I've been dealing with a lot of projects. But in that Discord server, I met Mr. Creepypasta, aka Spike. If you guys know him, he occasionally appears on my channel. We call him Uncle Spike. But he was a content creator that I used to watch for like a really, really long time. And then I met him on this Discord server. And he had posted something, I forgot what it was. It was, I think it was like a post, it was like, hey guys, I'm playing Repo, feel free to join. And like usually, I probably would have backed out, like the old me before the rebrand. I probably would have been like, oh no, I don't have a chance. But like after like the rebrand, that came like with the mind adjustment, I was kind of just like, hey yo, I'm ready, I'm ready to play. Let's go. Let's get in there. And then my first time ever, like meeting, I guess my hero, so to say. Don't tell him I said that. I will literally bonk you. Do not tell this old man anything, okay? But first time meeting him was actually on one of his streams, and I think I streamed it. And after that stream, or like in the middle of that stream, he was like, Anya, you're actually so cool. And like he bought me a video game, and then we started hanging out a little bit more, and then like he made a video game with me in it as like one of the main characters, which is honestly a little crazy. But when it just comes to networking, you have to be extroverted, right? Being introverted and like being in your own bubble and like your own shell, I don't want to say it gets you nowhere, but you're kind of gonna be stuck in the same spot going in like a small circle. Like, yeah, you're gonna make friends and things like that, but you're not really gonna branch out of that. Like when it comes to networking, you have to take risks, right? You have to like talk to those big streamers. Like when you see them up there, you have to be like, oh, hey, I'm Anya Acheron, this is what I do. Would you like to come to my stream? I think we'll have like similar strengths here. Maybe like our audience can connect in this way. I know I'm smaller than what she probably collaborate with, but I really do think like we can make something good together. And like doing things like that and like getting your foot off the ground and like getting into those entry doors, right? Like for me, an example of how I got the CitrusCon, right? Which is crazy story. I was just applying for conventions, right? it was like fresh off of my debut, and I just started applying to conventions because I was just like, you know what? One of these motherfuckers are gonna let me in. One of them, absolutely one of them. And then next thing you know, now I've been at like what? How many now? I think 5 conventions. I think 5. I think CitrusCon is now the 5th convention that I've been at. And like, you have to take these risks. You cannot be afraid of rejection. And I know that's like a large hurdle, and that a lot of people are afraid of rejection, of kind of just being like, what if they say no? Or like, what if they do this? And what if they do that? Like, no, Buster, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be so honest with you, no one's gonna call you a loser and like knock your lunch out your hands. No one's gonna do that. At most they're gonna say is like, oh, thank you for like applying, but like we really don't have the space right now. Or they're gonna be like, oh, thank you for applying, but maybe not this year, perhaps next year. Now you have something to look forward to. So yeah, it's all about just taking that risk. Not even much gonna hold you. But yeah, Mergy?
Yeah, so I'm on the opposite end where I don't interact with anyone. So again, just me coming at it from completely opposite angles to these two.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're a good 3 pair.
Yeah, so I struggle with social interaction a lot. So if you struggle with social interaction, it's perfectly fine. It does take a while sometimes. If you're lucky like me, you'll get adopted by a couple of extroverts and some cool people. You'll find them in the weird spaces of the internet that you just kind of then later avoid. But yeah, even if you are like, so it's a really big kind of like thing where you're like, oh, but what if they turn me down? Oh, what if it goes wrong, sort of thing. And it's not as scary as you think, because literally everyone that you're wanting to reach out to, even if like they're slightly bigger or if they're as small as you, they will have the same fears as well. Mostly. Like it's a very rare person that's just completely gung-ho, like not afraid of like rejection or to reach out to someone slightly bigger, because everyone has someone that they hold in high regard, and everyone has someone that they're like, oh, that's my goal, I want to be as big as this person, sort of thing. So for example, like my goal at the moment is Anya.
What? That's crazy. Wait, is it actually?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty good goal.
Yeah. So
you know, that's part of my goal too. I'm just trying to catch up.
And I don't mean like as in my goal is to be like Anya, like as like extroverted and energetic, but just to I guess put in as much effort and to be like, okay, today I'm gonna reach out to just one person. So if you give yourself like a goal to start with, it's a lot easier rather than being like, oh shit, I have to reach out to all these different people, I have to, you know, like see, like do all this research and be like, oh, what do they like and that sort of thing. You just start with one person, maybe of a similar size, and just be like, oh hey, I like this thing that you do, like, oh hey, just ask them a simple question, or just be like, hey, are you interested in something like this? Because I've been doing this a lot recently with an upcoming project of mine, where just literally anyone, I'll be talking to someone who's commissioned me for art, and I'll just casually drop it in and be like, oh, by the way, if you're interested, oh, by the way, I really like your model, oh, I really like your character. So you just start with something positive, and then you kind of work your way towards being like, oh, would you wanna do something together? Do you wanna play games sometime? I also recommend getting to know people off of stream first. So if you're gonna try collab with someone, just start by asking them if they would like to play a game off of stream first.
Fun fact.
Definitely recommend that.
A lot of big VTubers that I talk to, they actually really do enjoy that step of getting to know them first, instead of like your first meeting being on stream. If you do find yourself getting to know content creators, right, that may be of larger than you are, similar size, or perhaps even smaller, it's a really good habit that even like before like the collaboration that you guys have planned, do get in call for like 30 minutes, right? Minimum 30 minutes. so you guys can get to know each other's personalities. And sometimes you might figure out, hey, yo, this might not work. And then sometimes you're just like, hey, yo, we actually vibe like really, really well. But yeah. That's actually a really good tip, Merchie. Yeah.
That's good. Thank fuck.
My goodness, I think I saw another question, or if not,
I did see something that was like, do you think 2 monitors is necessary? No. No.
It can be helpful, yes,
it's
but
helpful,
not necessary.
Yeah, but not necessary.
Not necessary.
Yeah.
I do enjoy my 2 monitors.
At a certain point, I would literally pull up chat on my phone so I can
Yeah,
read.
same.
Yeah.
I do the same. You just pull it up, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I saw another one, unless I'm being delusional at the moment. I'm probably being very delusional at the moment. Okay, so best rated network. Okay, we did that one. But another thing that I have like people ask and things like that is do you need a high quality model, right? Listen to me, Busters.
Oh, I did see someone comment on that where they're like, I have a PC, now I have no money for the model.
Yeah. Listen, Busters. Any form of VTubing is valid, right? PNG, 3D, 2D. I always say don't put yourself in the hole to try to like appear like, okay, I find that people that tend to ask like questions like this, when they see VTubers, they kinda are comparing themselves to agency members. In the sense where they're kind of just like, oh, well, I want to be like this person, and like that person's from an agency. Or like, I want to be like this person that's been streaming for 10 years. like that type of beat. And it's like, when you're first starting out, Buster, it's okay to like not have what you want exactly. You don't need that all the time. You can do a PNG.
We're actually 3 different levels of models right here.
We
so you
are
have
3 different
Merchant
levels.
that is a PNG tuber.
Yeah.
Mine is a pre-made that I got for like $20. And then
Why are
after
we naming
many
prices?
years,
Why are we naming prices? I'm scared.
You don't have to. You don't have to, Anya. It's okay. Just so they know, yours is the most expensive because it is a custom VTuber model.
Yeah.
Anya's
which
a
are not
custom
cheap in
model,
general.
which
Mine
they've
is
been
a
doing this
custom.
for a very long time. They've been going over the design for a very long time. Even like at one point making their own model. So like.
I would say though,
started.
I would say though, my custom is not as expensive as like I've seen other like VTuber models is, but my custom cost me around, I guess at the total, like after I escaped my agency, the price that I paid initially for the art was about close to 2,000. I think.
Oh,
for
that's
my
not
model.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But
Yeah,
to get
no.
out of the agency, I paid almost 5K. So like, you know, it kind of hurt a little bit. It
Yeah,
kinda
man, at
hurt
least
my
you got out.
pockets.
You got out though.
Yeah, I got out though.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
You escaped with your mental sanity.
Yeah, the reason my model was on like the cheaper end, I say that is because I did my own rig, right? If I would have like did my if I would have had my artwork done and my rig done by somebody else, my rig probably would have hit the 4,000s. I've had a gin mate, I'm not gonna say who, but I had a gin mate at the time pay like 6K straight out of pocket, and that was for model art alone. That wasn't even much for the rig, that was for model art alone. So like, don't compare yourself to agency. It's a whole different breed. My goodness,
I'm way too broken. I just went on Booth and just scrolled around until I found something that was like my vibe.
I just saw
You can even
question.
find free ones on Booth as well.
You can.
Pre-made ones, yeah.
I just saw a question. Oh man, they're trying to get me started. It says, "What are y'all's opinions on agencies?" Crazy work. It's crazy work, isn't it? Isn't it?
If you keep up with VTuber news, then you would kind of have an idea that a few of them have darker sides to them, most of them, and a lot of small ones tend to either be brought out by bigger ones or close pretty early.
Yeah.
If it's something you're interested in, I'd say go for it, give it a go. But do your research really, really fucking well first.
Yeah.
Is what I'd recommend.
Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
All right.
These are with a lot of this stuff. You know, they can control a lot of aspects of your VTubing adventures.
Yeah.
So make sure it's something that you really want.
As someone who has, oh my god, I left one around the time. I don't even think I could say the date because of the NDA. But if you, I would say this, right? Because I have to tiptoe like very carefully, but like I'm very much like against, right? If you want to go into an agency, don't fucking do it. look me in my eyes, okay? Don't do it. I know people get in there and they're like, but I want the fans that come with an agency. I want the fan base. I don't want to start from scratch. I don't want a chance being stuck in like 0 viewer hell. I don't want that. Listen, Busters, listen to me closely, okay? Usually, would you guys mind if I get close to the camera for this one?
Go for it.
For this intense bit that I do. Listen, Busters, okay? Listen, you're gonna be in there, right? You're gonna be in the agency, right? It's gonna seem all fun, right? But here's the thing they don't tell you, right? Which I can say this because I'm not exactly saying who. I'm not saying who, so technically it's fine. But listen, right? Agencies do this little thing that they don't tell you about, right? Well, they do tell you about, but they word it in very confusing legal jargon, right? It's called a 50-50 split. We've all heard of that term before, right? It's when they take 50, you take 50, yada, yada, yada. Now, what they don't tell you is that their 50 ain't really 50. That shit is like 90, okay? Like, what's an example that I can give? Like say in far, far away land, there's an agency called Smirnoff. I don't know why I went with that. Leave me alone. It's called Smirnoff.
Ah, yes, my favorite VTuber, Vodka.
It's called Smirnoff, right? Now, say Smirnoff paid 6K, right? They paid 6K to get you your model, right? And they paid 3K, that's already 9K. Keep up with the math. I know numbers are scary, I know it is, but like keep up with it, right? They paid
so
3K for your rig, and then they pay 5K. Why am I using numbers that I can't count up to? Now that you do the math for me, they do 5K.
You're asking me to do math? No.
635? 635?
I wasn't paying attention to the math. You're asking me to do it.
635, right? Okay.
635, yeah, so 14.
So 14, right? All right. Say they spend that much on you, right?
There's too many numbers.
They spend that much on you. Guess what? While you're streaming, right? Your first stream, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Your first stream, you're not gonna have any revenue, right? Your first stream, you barely do, right? And so your first stream, it happens, you stream, and the next thing you know, all that money, your $30, now you're bringing home 15, possibly even less than that, because they're taking everything to cover their operational costs and to cover their business ventures and to cover other talents. And so now they're spending money that you never even agreed to because your contract was all about you, and next thing you know, you're paying for like Stephanie and Sue, and it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And some companies, they do this little sneaky thing, right? You guys might think, I want to be in a company because I can't afford a VTuber model, or I can't afford a PC, and I know a company would provide that for me. Busters, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that, because that's how they lock you in a contract. That's how they lock you in the, if we pay for this for you, you have to stay an extra amount of years until you pay it off. Don't do that. Yeah. It's not free shit.
Very dodgy.
Rob the elderly. Yeah, they basically own your model, etc. It's not worth it in contracts. And yeah, they own your model, and I would say the two only ways you can get your model back, right? Because they do own the licensing for it, is that A, you're like, you left on good terms. I'm talking about you were an angel. You didn't piss anybody off. You were sweet, you were cute, you were adorable, and everyone loved you. And we all know that's a fucking lie, because somebody is going to not like you, right? Somebody in the chain of command is gonna be like, oh yeah, Joseph? Fuck Joseph, right? And then next thing you know, if you want your model back, they're gonna be like, hey, you have to pay the licensing to purchase it back, right? And that's if they're feeling nice. They'll make you like, they'll have like an option where you can pay to get it back. Sometimes some agencies, you can't pay to get it back at all. They're just like, yeah, no, we own this, you're not getting it back. And they can do that even if you paid for your model because it's written in the contract. But yeah, exactly. At least Bishoujo lets talents keep their model / IPs when they
Bishoujo is a bit different though, because they take in people who
do they?
Yeah, no, they take in people who already have their own IP, whereas most other like agencies, it's more like you join and then they create it, this identity, or supposedly with you, but mostly it's just they create it and you have to adapt to it.
I would say though, after my entire spiel of like why I personally don't like agencies, right? If your heart is still set on joining an agency, right? If you can, join with your pre-existing brand and license it to them for a year. Do it so like they only have a year to use your license and your merchandise and like your likeness for merchandise. License your IP for a year so that way the cards are in your favor when you leave or if you want to leave. But outside of that, I don't see any benefit towards joining an agency and like doing all of that. It's really not worth it. And they kind of do operate like record labels. They kind of do. Yeah, representing your company is more sense to own what you buy. Even if you guys like might pay something and like you're like you could be sitting there like absolutely angry, like you paid out of pocket for your own model for this agency. As long as that contract says we own the IP, there's not shit you can do besides just take that L. Unlike me, but I kind of went the controversial way.
Yeah.
Actually, I can speak about this somewhat because fuck it, but
maybe be careful with what you say though.
Oh, I am 100%. I managed to like get out because me and my artist, shout out to you, was real buddy. A lot of me and my artist, we were just very buddy. Luckily my artist loved me, but that's how. But a lot of it was just tough. I've seen a lot of people have to give up stuff that they paid hard money for, and it's not worth it. It's really not. It's rough. My goodness. Another comment, another question that we have on our list is feelings of collaborations and burnout. Bless you.
Oh, sorry.
Clip that.
Sorry.
Clip that. Anyone in chat, clip that right now. Clip that right now. Good.
Immortalized
Send it to VTuber Sneezes. Send it to VTuber Sneezes.
Leave my sneezes alone. I don't need to get bullied for it more. Bless you, thank you.
Send it to VTuber Sneezes. Take it over. My God, you guys know VTuber Foot follows me. It's so weird. I showed my foot like one time I model's feet, and the next thing you know, I was followed on Twitter by VTuber's foot.
Dude, they were stalking you for that.
Really?
They were just waiting.
They really wanted us on your toes. Oh my God.
It was so instant too. I was just like, whoa, that's quick.
Eventually.
I was like,
I'm gonna get those grippers eventually.
I used to have people tell me to take the boots off, and I'm just like, guys, my feet are bandaged. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's going on?
They'll never get to see the feet.
Oh my God, get away from me, both of you. My God.
Oh, let me get a little sniff. Give me a little sniff on you.
No. Actually, I'm switching positions. I'm getting so far away from you. I'm getting so far away from you. Mercy, you're next to Neva now.
Hey, Neva. Don't worry, I got no feet, so I'm safe. Just half a PNG.
like Luna from Expedition 33 changed me.
Oh my God.
I think I get it now.
Are you like Luna's feet too? Because that was all my chat talked about was Luna's feet.
Look, I'm a changed woman because of her. I'm a changed woman. I get it.
Never.
I've been shown the light. Look, give me a pretty woman. I'm gonna like feet.
I don't want to listen to this.
Look,
the topic was collabs. The topic is collaborations.
Look, I think we should all just come together and give it a chance. I
The
think
topic is
it'll work out
collaborations.
great.
No, the topic is collaborations.
But like, look at Luna. Look at Luna and her feet. They're kind of like these little.
No, stop.
it's kind of nice, alright? I'm just all I'm saying is that
No.
maybe we should try it out.
No, the topic is collaborations, please.
Maybe we can try it out. I just give it a chance.
No, I don't want to give it a chance. I'm not you.
But you can be.
I don't want to be though. BB is dangerous. I don't like it.
But look, Anya,
No.
look.
No.
Let me just hear me out here. Hear me out here.
What?
All right.
What?
Luna, hot as shit.
She is.
Okay?
She is.
She's hot as shit.
Okay.
Look, man. And like, I see no crust on those toes.
Oh
all right.
my gosh.
Never. No.
Those are some clean feet. Look, those are some clean feet.
The topic was collaborations.
So if you want to collab with feet, I mean, with
Oh my god, that YouTuber, she.
my brain's been tainted.
Oh my god. My goodness. Why do you guys want to remove my clothes? What's happening?
Oh my god!
It is. Look. It is Sister's Con.
Oh my god. My hat is gone. It's gone now after all of this. Oh man. Oh shit, I made myself tiny. Ignore that. Neva, you sadden me.
It's okay, it's just your natural height.
That's crazy. That's crazy work to say to me. That's my natural height, really.
Yeah,
See?
really.
You see,
Yeah.
this is exactly what Neville was talking about when she said nobody wants to be your friend in VTubing because they all just bully you. Yeah. This is it. This is it, guys. This is it.
It's because it's fun. It's the fun part of being a VTuber.
My goodness gracious. But how do you guys deal with burnout?
Well, I'm fucking lazy, so I don't get burnt out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just do everything in moderation to start with. Extreme moderation.
Nev?
Okay, so the thing about me is I am a little bit of a workaholic, so I don't really like taking break days. But if I do find myself in a scenario where I'm like, oh, I really don't want to stream, I'll give myself one day. I'll give myself like one break day, because the worry that I have with myself is that I give myself one break day and then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to stream for the next one either, and I also don't give my streaming for this next one, and then it just keeps cycling on.
You're so real for that though.
Because a part of this is kind of like you can view it like a hobby or like work, whatever perspective works better for you. You can like what you do, but if you do it enough, it can wear you out. But there's a difference between deciding, is this something that I am purely passionate about, or is this something that I feel like I can endure this? So like for instance, like I went to school for writing, because writing is probably the one thing that I could probably like do almost anywhere and everywhere. I am an obsessive writer. I'm like one of the people that'll like pull out my phone in the middle of the street and I see like a whack outfit, and then I'm like, okay, time to like write a whole backstory for that person.
Yes. He does it all the time.
And do a poem. But here's the thing, like if I have a deadline for writing, that always takes the fun out of it. But you still have to do it, So you have to find hobbies that you enjoy, that you're willing to kind of push yourself through. You know,
Yeah.
that you can enjoy those moments where it's like it really feels like this is why I did this. This is my passion. But you will always have those moments where you're just like, oh my god, I could quit this now and be happy. No matter what you're doing, you're always gonna have. But like, in that time, you kind of have to be like, okay, I have to push myself to do this, and you know, if at a certain point, you know, pushing myself through isn't enough anymore, then you know that's kind of where you have to make a different decision. But you gotta, you know, for me, I give myself one day. Okay, I'm not gonna stream today. Next time, even if I'm not feeling it, I'm gonna push myself to stream though.
Yeah.
And then, you know, see how I'm feeling from there. Usually by then, I'm good. You know, after that, the stream, like, because I'm, you know, you're playing games. You know, this is something I, you know, like, I feel like burnout.
You cut out, yeah.
Yeah, you cut out.
Thank fuck, that wasn't just me. I was like, oh, is that my?
This is something that I. And then continue. Yeah.
Well, I was saying this is something that I enjoy. This is something that, you know, I spent a lot of time on this because, you know, when I got started, I was like, this is something I'm going to enjoy. This is something I continue to enjoy. So anytime I have like burnout, I understand that it's just because I'm doing it too much.
Yeah.
So you give yourself that break day, but you push yourself the next. I mean, if you think about it, going to the gym. You know, if you let your muscles rest for too long, you're gonna lose all the muscle you gain. So sometimes you just have to keep going.
My god. NEVA confirmed gym bro? Oh my goodness.
Look, there was a time where I was kind of a gym bro. Look, I grew up with a very athletic family.
Super
I had a very athletic build, dude. Strong girl. Yeah, well, dude, I was kind of a stronger lady. Look. I was never picked last. I was not even picked in the middle. I'm gonna tell you that. I was picked first.
You know what? I went in middle school with you. I can confirm. I can confirm.
Look, man. The only reason no one bullied me is because I beat them up first.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding about that.
I'll never make fun of you for feet again. Never make fun of you again.
My god.
Okay.
Like, I had this one experience where this like really like infamous bully in like my middle school, like he was like a huge perv, and so he went up to me and like wrapped up like the towel and like smacked me in the ass with it. What do you mean?
Fight.
I can't take a fight.
Short NEVA. She's actually really tiny. She's like 1 inch.
I'm not
taller.
short.
If you guys
I am
believe that.
taller than you
By like 1 inch.
I'm taller than NEVA. If you guys believe that or not, I actually am. It's crazy.
No one believes that.
Okay.
No one believes that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that dude like he smacked me on the ass, and I immediately just like a fire was burned within me, and every single bit of sports that I play, because I played I played everything growing up. So I immediately got up and I just grabbed him by his hair, sweep the leg, and he was on the floor, and I started kicking him. And he never fucked
We
with
do
another
not
girl
condone
ever.
violence, guys. Violence isn't the answer, okay? But sometimes they do deserve
They're
it.
a perv, though. The violence is the
my God.
answer. They're a famous perv.
But
around the
sometimes
school.
they do deserve it, but it's not always the answer.
Oh, I did such a good job that
The
the
answer
flag
guessing.
football coach at the school like
I-
recruited me to the team.
Oh my god. Why are we being bullied? What is going on? You know what? I'm fine with it because Chad is saying that I'm taller than NEVA, so you know what? I believe that. And that's true. That's true, guys.
What?
I am indeed taller. I'm sorry that you give
There's
small
no
bitch
way.
energy now. I'm so sorry. You give teeny tiny small bitch energy.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
Side by
I'm sorry.
side, side by side,
What do you mean side by side?
side by side.
What do you mean side by side?
Side by
What
side.
do you mean zoom us
Show
out?
people
Why?
who's taller.
Why?
Show people who's
What?
taller.
What? The model
You
means nothing.
can't show people that I'm taller.
Fine. Hold on.
That feels more accurate.
That's NEVA, right? You see that? You see that?
That's not accurate.
What do you mean
You
it's
need
not
to make
accurate?
yourself. You know.
What do you mean?
You know.
What
You
do
need
you
to
mean?
make yourself
This is-
smaller.
You need to make
This
me
is so
taller.
accurate. This is
That
so
is
accurate.
not
What do you
accurate.
mean?
Side.
What do you mean? Guys, I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
You were such a. Let me have control over the model.
You're not gonna have control over
The model.
You're
You
not gonna have control over
coward. You
shit.
absolute coward.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna make our feet the same size.
See, you're instantly shorter. You're not even up to the shoulder. You're
Guys, no, listen. This is only a small mortal shell.
Can
okay?
I
This
just
isn't my
say,
true
if you
form.
have to argue for your height, you're
Girl.
clearly not tall.
Listen,
If you have to argue for who's
it's not my
taller,
true form, guys. It's not my
neither
true
of you
form. It's not my true form, guys. Come on, you guys know this. My true form
Yeah,
is being
no.
made, guys. Please.
Don't worry, girl. You can fit in my pocket. Well,
Fitting in
I won't have
pocket
to buy.
is crazy.
it's
Crazy
not Polly in
work.
your pocket, it's Anya in your pocket. Oh, you're
I
on
did.
top of my head.
We
You're
are very
glitching
small.
on the screen.
The
Oh,
scuffle
oh
follows.
damn.
Don't worry about it. Don't
My
worry about it.
eyes.
Oh man.
Anya's baby
Oh,
in a
God.
group of those three. I
I mean, it's true.
Thank you.
True,
I hate
baby
it
in the
here.
group, youngest and shortest.
I'm glad justice was served.
Guys, you guys didn't have to reveal I was the youngest. People think I'm old. Right?
I mean,
Right?
you might be old, but we're older.
Guys, I give off old vibes, right? I think I can give off older sister vibes real well. I think I can, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you give younger sibling vibes.
That's crazy.
You give youngest sibling vibes.
That's crazy. You
You're
hate me.
you're like the youngest sibling that gets whatever they want.
Literally the little brat.
Y'all hate me. Citrus got so eatable, youngest. Oh my god.
Youngest is accurate. Yes.
Guys.
I'm glad that justice was served. I'm happy now.
I swear, guys, this is my final form. I swear, I'm actually taller. I'm so tall.
When someone
Yeah, prove
calls
it.
you expired, then I'll believe you're old.
Never clearly the grandmother. Oh my god. Listen, busters,
Oh my
busters. I give off tall,
Inspired,
big dick
yeah.
energy. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Never here, however. I'm sorry to say, 2 inches, but
If you give big dick energy, mine
yeah.
is swinging wrapped around my leg.
Oh dang.
that is the difference between us.
She's like an elephant, guys. Watch out.
oh my god, I knew we were gonna get
Yeah,
off topic
you-
so fast.
Woman, be afraid.
What was the topic?
My god, what was it?
Collabs.
Oh yeah, right, collabs and what was it? Oh yeah, burnout. I didn't much get to talk about.
Don't
I-
scam old people on Facebook Marketplace, please. Don't
Go
do it.
Scam them. They won't know what hit them. But I don't think I ever felt burnout really, cause I kind of this is gonna sound like this is not like. This is just feeding into like the youngest get what they want. But I started out with a manager who paced me well, and so with the pacing that I'm on, I don't really get burnout because she has it so like my weekends are free, so like that's my 2 days of rest, and so like I'm recharged for the next day unless I get sick. But other than that, yeah, no, I don't think I ever
plus you're
faced it.
you're also a workaholic like Neva though.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
You are. You are.
Girly.
You are. You'll be like, I'm on my weekend, and you'll be like, started this new idea. So I'm working on this new thing. So I made these graphics because I was bored.
Guys,
You can't not work.
I can though.
I
Oh,
think every time
not
we
easily.
hung out, Anya is just literally us doing our separate projects. on call. I don't think we've
Work
played a
calls.
game together in a while.
Oh,
That's so true though. I saw a comment that said, are we set with our beats? Being like, is this like our living and things like that? No.
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 Oh no, I'm broke.
We're
No.
not
Yeah, I'm
that
broke
big
as well.
enough.
so incredibly
God,
broke.
I
Oh my
fucking
gosh.
wish
Yeah.
that this was my living. Holy shit.
Anya, can I borrow
wish.
money for lunch?
Can you borrow money? I spent all my money getting Skittles.
I just need like $10 so I can order the children's
Anya,
menu, please.
Never, why are you asking the baby for money?
Exactly.
Damn,
Wow.
it's
Because the
all
baby
this shit
is
you're
the most
supposed to
allowance.
give them the money.
Shame on you.
The baby gets
Damn.
most allowance, okay?
Shame on you.
I'm the middle child, I'm forgotten.
My God. Goodness gracious. Oh yeah, I have another question that might get us yapping. It's the question is that was written in our document as well. I should probably X out the ones that we talked about. But is copying larger creators' formats profitable? Like, is it beneficial to like kind of walk in their footsteps? Thoughts?
It
I would
can
say
be,
if you like
yes.
their style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you go merchant,
Their brains just died,
okay,
chat.
okay. Yeah. My brain often just pauses and is like, wait, what do I say? So it can be yes to start with. I would definitely say like research bigger content creators, find people who make content that you enjoy personally, but keep in mind that they are very different people to you. So if you try to replicate it, you may end up getting burnt out even faster because maybe you don't have that kind of energy. For example, like if I were, as I said earlier, like one of my goals is Anya, but I will never try to replicate her energy because that's just not something I do. I prefer to do chill, calmer streams and things like that. If I did try to replicate Anya, I would probably get very, very burnt out and then feel a lot of like self-doubt about like, oh, maybe I'm just not as good, but it's not the case. You're just a completely different person.
Yeah.
But again, like, so researching them is great to see what does work, to see what kinds of things you'd be interested in trying, but also just kind of like watching how they've kind of like, if you see someone and you go back to their older videos, seeing how they started and can also be very helpful.
Yeah, like for
That's about all I have,
example, when I first started, a lot of my promo and like stuff like that was very based on Shoto because I do admire him as a creator, and my content sort of lined up with his, so I was like, I guess in a way taking his path. And it just so happened to really work well for me because I did research, right? Like I watched a few of his streams, but I also mixed it into what I wanted to do and like how I wanted to carry my brand. And so a lot of things that he did, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But a lot of stuff that he did, like on the other hand, I was just like, oh, well, I'm stealing that and I'm gonna get away with it because I'm smaller.
Literally. Yeah.
And that was literally it. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I did like a lot of like I don't think I ever really copied in like terms of like how they specifically brand themselves, but like I would try to look at like the VTubers that like I enjoyed, like Kenji or like Michi or stuff like that, and to see like how like they kind of like would promote interaction with like their chat and stuff like that. So like some of the things where I'm like, okay, I'm not sure, like, okay, like how do I like, you know, how do I do this thing, or like what should I add in terms of sound and stuff like that. So I would like kind of like look into them to see what they do. So they're content creators that I really enjoy, and to see like, okay, how can I replicate that into my own personality and like what I like to.
We do like
there's a very yeah very much Kenji enjoys here.
yeah.
But yeah, for me it was a lot of just kind of like, okay, trying to like translate into something that like I can produce and enjoy with myself, because especially since there's going to be like I don't draw. I'm trying to learn, but I suck.
You're learning amazingly well. You're doing great. You're doing great.
God.
I'm getting started, but it's not enough where I'm like, okay, I can use my art to make like fun graphics, stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, I need at least everything to have my personality within it. So like I have a lot of like really stupid looking because they're just like little stuff that I did in my notes that like
Put your tongue away, Anya. Put it away.
Enjoying.
Okay.
Anya, stop tempting me.
Tell myself. Damn.
So and then like, you know, sometimes like if I want, I'll do bits. I try to make it very like apparent to like my audience that like I have a price range with some of my stuff that I'm doing. So like I have like a lot of things that are more goofy looking, more fun, just like that my chat ends up enjoying. And those who don't, they end up leaving, but that's fine.
I think
a big part of it
is
is like getting an audience to understand who you are and how you're gonna do things.
Yeah.
And then and you know, there's a lot of people in the world. There's gonna be someone that like, if you're just like very unapologetically yourself, there's gonna be someone that enjoys what you do.
Yeah. That's a good topic as well that you mentioned, people leaving. I think that's something that like a lot of starters don't prepare for. Like say for example, you debut, like you do all the promotions, like your stream is like golden, right? You debut and like you're streaming consistently, and like every single stream you have like, I guess like 40, 50 like people coming in. Like some people I've seen, like they start off with like 100 people with their debut, but then you tune into them weeks after their debut and like they're suddenly dropping down to like 10 and like 5 and like those lower range numbers. And it's because this is kind of the good and bad with debut. It brings people in to see you, and then people can decide right then and there if they don't like you, right? And that's also something you kind of have to prepare for, is the drop, right? Where it doesn't stay consistent unless you are like obviously trained by an agency and you have like experience and you've did this for 10 years, but you just did a rebrand and all that. But if you're just getting out there and you're just debuting and you have a big bang, you gotta expect at some point for that to drop. Like, just a little bit or a lot, but you do have to prepare for it because some people might not like your content, and that's okay too. Yeah.
Marcia, you got any thoughts on
that? What was the topic again?
People leaving your streams.
A mind blank again.
People leaving your streams and having their BO fall off.
Yeah,
having their BO fall off as well.
No matter how big or small you are, it will happen. It will happen. So it's something that you just kind of have to be like, okay, they're not like, I'm not for them. That's okay. Like, in reality, in real life, when you meet people, you yourself, you don't like everyone, and that's exactly how it is when you stream. But it also kind of works the other way as well. Whereas, like, you might like the person themselves, but maybe one or two of their streams, or maybe some things that they stream just aren't for you, just personally, and that's also completely fine. You like what you like, and that's okay. Yeah.
I saw a question in chat.
I want to say something real quick about it.
I was gonna say, I think that's been asked twice now. I think.
How to keep up a steady convo. I'm just a professional yapper, guys. I talk about it all the time in my chat because I do get this question sometimes from my own audience. It's like, Anya, how do you keep talking? Because in kindergarten, I think I told Neva this story, but they would literally put on my report card, doesn't stop talking. So like this is just something that comes naturally to me. And like as I got older, like I remember like talking to my mom about it recently. And now that I'm older, she talks freely with me, right? She was such a nice mom. She is such a nice mom. But she, like, now that I'm older, she looked me dead in my eyes and she just goes, Anya, you as a kid would not shut up. She was like, there were so many times that I just looked at you and I was like, oh my god, why doesn't this girl shut up? And she was like, but you just kept talking and talking. And my mom was like, you once talked straight, like from a 6-hour drive, but nothing but you talking, and you would take a nap and you would wake up and just be like, so I had a dream, and this dream, it happened like this, and then I went there and I did this. So like, yeah, yapping was always in the cards for me.
for not
It
being
was
the
always
youngest
there.
sibling allocations with that.
I'm definitely somewhat similar, but like I'm very much a yapper when I care about a certain thing. So for me, like, I always make sure the game or something I'm playing is something I care about, because it's sort of infamous in my chats that like I'll go off on tangents depending on what happens. Where it's like, oh my god, I really like that lore point. Let me go off on like an hour on why I really like that lore point. So like a big thing that helps is having those topics that you can kind of like talk to your chat about.
Yeah.
So,
Mine
like,
is
you know, like-
cannibalism.
Yeah.
Cannibalism.
Don't do it.
Why not?
I'm not gonna say don't do it, but like,
Anya, give me your arm.
Oh my god, hide your arm! Hide your feet! She's after them!
your feet. My God,
For
hide your
God's sake.
limbs at this point. Goodness gracious.
Just hide your entire being.
I do
Please.
want to say though,
Be
we
safe.
are like nearing time, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to like put them in chat, and we're gonna try to speed roll through them because we do find ourselves yapping, and I want to be respectful of other future panelists and like their times as well. So yeah. If you guys have any questions about anything, content creation, who we are as VTubers, as content creators, how we got started and things like that, feel free
How
to
much do you
ask.
stream?
How much do you stream? Go ahead.
I think we all have very different hours. So like me personally, I tend to play. I can play games for a really long period of time. So I'll play games usually from 4 to 6 hours, depending on what the game is.
My streams, I tend to do a lot of yapping, and because of like my explosive, I guess is explosive the right word for my personality? I don't know, but
I like annoying.
I
Fair
think
enough, fair enough.
excitable maybe.
Yeah.
Youngest
because of-
sibling.
Yeah, short, that's crazy. But because of my personality type, I tend to be very explosive with mines. And so there has been like moments on stream where I got so excited I gave myself vertigo. So like my streams are like an hour, 2 hours, but sometimes I do occasionally reach 4 to 8. I'm not 4 to 8, 4 to 6 hours. But yeah.
It's crazy.
I slipped up, I'm at 6.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, Merchie?
When I was a wee young one like these two, I used to stream for like 6 to 8 hours. I'd play a lot of ESO. And I would have like a couple of people with me for most of it. So again, bounce energy off each other. But now we do like mostly like 2 hour streams of just drawing.
The comfy time frame.
Yeah.
I think that's where most of my streams fall into, unless I get like really carried away with like yapping and gaming.
I tend to have a lot more like energy when I'm on stream, so I'll like it really goes on for a very long time. I tend to stream till like there are times from like streaming till 2 a.m. My roommates are like, dude, go to bed.
We have another question. It's if you had no budget, what would you love to do?
I have no budget, so I'm already doing what I love to do. I'm just drawing, and I draw all of my own assets. So
Real.
yeah.
If I had no budget, I would really love to do like a full 3D stage VTuber production. As in like kind of similar to like Hololive, their music, like their concerts and things like that. I would really love to do that. Along with just like 3D streams mixed into it, like a full stage production that's like in like the 3D sphere. I would really love to do that, but that shit's expensive.
I miss
Anime
performing.
Expo?
I used to actually perform like singing live on stages all the time. I would just want to make albums. Like I would just want to make albums, lower albums. I just that's the dream.
Oh my god, other
Yeah,
questions.
you would do
How
really
do you have
good.
time
You're a
to
good
stream
singer,
for
yeah.
so long and have another job?
I work around my college schedule.
Yeah,
I work around my
you
college
just gotta
schedule.
kind of put it around your schedule, yeah.
Yeah.
Schedule.
Yeah, no.
Schedule.
There's a lot of days you're just gonna have to like push through. So like there are times where like I would come back from classes I would chug a monster, and then I would be like, "Hey guys, welcome back to NEVA DELPHINE."
With my V8 energy drinks, I was busting through that shit. Oh my god!
Get that little energy boost.
I
hold
had
it for as long as you
finals
can.
week. I had finals week, buddy. I went through that whole entire 12-pack can in like 2 days.
Where I would like finish like an 8-week long coding project, and I'd be like, "All right, time to play."
Another question is favorite stream that you've done. I would say my recent stream is actually one of my favorites, which is my Devil May Cry stream. But what other streams have I done? I haven't really done like out there streams. I've been doing a lot of convention work and stuff like that. But the Devil May Cry stream has to be my favorite because I really do enjoy playing that game. And yeah, that one has to be my favorite.
Oh my god, I'm like thinking about all the streams I've done.
Same.
I have two like different like streams that come to mind.
I lied.
I have like actually I have 3. So I have my first karaoke stream because that was a nervous wreck, and I actually got rated for that one by like a somewhat like bigger creator than me, so I was like really freaking out, and that actually really helped me myself. And then there was my first community night where I got to meet like, you know, a lot of my chatters that are very consistently in my streams, and that was very fun. We played a lot of Among Us, and they killed me every round. It was not fair.
But yeah, Merchie, you have a favorite?
No.
Fair enough.
Not that I remember, no.
My god, I kind of lied. The Devil May Cry stream is my favorite, but I have my second favorite is the first stream that I did with Mr. Creepypasta, because I was so horrified meeting my idol. I was so scared. The other question is that I saw was, what do I study? What do you study, Anya? I study cybersecurity. One for NEVA, NEVA, how to avoid chicken butt.
Shut up! Who is that? Squid? Squid? Jumper? Who is that?
It's Squid.
Squid. Yeah, there's a whole bit in my chat, if you don't know, where they ask me, "Hey, NEVA, guess what? NEVA, guess what?" And I do their intelligence and quick thinking. They sometimes get me and chicken butt me live on stream, and I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
Oh my god, another question is, how did you come up with your names? So like our streaming personas and our names, how did we come up with that? Yeah.
Ooh.
How
Yeah,
did
for
you come
me,
up with yours, NEVA?
I'm being so real. I looked up elf fantasy names because normal.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you.
I was like,
that.
I want a fantasy name, and then normal fantasy boring. So I was like, elf fantasy names, and then I found NEVA, and I was like, you know what? I can get with NEVA.
You know what?
Nice.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, I have a lot more thought for my last name. So
Merchie.
for my last name specifically, so a big part of my brand is that I'm an all-seeing witch that can see into multiple different futures of a single person, and so and I really love Greek mythology. So I always think of like the temple of like Delphi and stuff like that. So I was just like, let me just add like extra letters on the
We got a minute, Busters.
So NEVA DELPHINE.
Merchie?
Nice. Ellie is short for Elijah, and I am a merchant of sorts.
Yeah. My name, Anya, is actually a mispronunciation of how my niece pronounces my actual like nickname.
I love that.
So I snatched that from her. So shout out to her for that creativity. She's like 3. She's not gonna understand this. But like Acheron, I got it because I cracked open my book of the Odyssey and I looked at the back and I was just like, River in the Underworld. That suits my brand. I'm taking it, and it's mine now. And there's no other Anya Acheron except for me. And that person that's on Reddit and Twitter, but we don't talk about that.
That
But
one person
yeah.
on Twitter who doesn't use their account.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming to this convention with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
No,
you,
seriously.
Citrus
This is my
Con,
first
for
one.
hosting
I'm
us.
excited.
We're so excited. But yeah, thank you for coming out here. Thank you for the support and all of that. I don't want to take up too much time because the next panel I'm unsure of when they are, and I don't want to fill up too much. But I do thank you. Follow these other goobers on their social medias. Also follow me too if you guys want to. Our Twitter is down below, but you also can use our commands and our first names to get our Twitches and follow us there and see more content of us. But I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye. Take care of yourselves.
Bye. Follow us. I promise we're cool. Pinky promise.
Stay hydrated. Don't steal from the elderly and hide your feet.
Steal
That's
from the
what I have to
elderly.
say.
Break into houses.
Don't
Commit
steal from the elderly.
arson. Rob.
Just go. Just yeah.